Hey guys, Tim7 here, gonna do another COD World War II commentary, and today this one's gonna be on ranked play. And I'm gonna be honest, like at the start of the video, I haven't played much ranked play because there's one core feature at the beginning of it that I realized that as soon as I learned of this feature, which I had no idea it was gonna be a thing before this came out, like the month before it came out, no idea this is gonna be a thing. As soon as I heard of it, I was like, yep, don't know if I want to I don't know if I have any interest in playing it anymore, and I really don't. After playing the 3 games that I did, my suspicions were confirmed, and yeah, I have no interest in playing ranked play anymore until they change this. And that one thing that I was talking about is the fact that you cannot play with a party in ranked play. You can only play solo, which I kind of figured that would ruin it for me off the bat because it just instantly hit me with memories of playing Overwatch and Halo 5 solo, and there's not many positive memories at all of that. The ratio of negative to positive memories of playing those games solo is probably like 80 to 20 in the negative. Maybe maybe I'm a little cynical there. Maybe it's like 70-30, but the point is, it's not fun playing ranked modes without a team. It's just not. And ranked play is exactly that for me. It's completely luck on what teammates you get, because some of these games that I get matched up in, it doesn't matter if you're the best COD player of all time, you just have no chance of winning. And when you do get good teammates, one of them will quit for some reason, or somebody from the other team will quit, and it's just not fun. Of the 3 games that I got to play, none of them were good, none of them were well balanced, and only one of those 3 had no one quit at all. And I'm sure that trend would continue if I continue to play even more ranked play. But also another thing, your losses and your wins, your KD in ranked play does not count towards your like overall, like your pub KD. It's separate, as it should be. But your wins and losses are not separate; they count as well, which makes no sense. This has to be a mistake, right? That makes no sense if that's like a design, if that's something done intentionally by design. Because it literally makes no sense to have KD separate and then to have win-loss combined. Either have them both combined or have them both separate, which they should both be separate. But yeah, that's another issue I have. That shouldn't happen. I think they hotfixed the wins counting as losses, which was an issue on the first day. I think they hotfixed that. I hope they did, because that just makes it even more egregious. But yeah, there's just... Man, this ranked play is a good example of basically a lot of the things in World War II as a whole. It's unrefined. It's clearly, some parts of it were clearly not, they either weren't well thought out or they're just executed poorly. And there's a bunch of small things that should not be issues that are for some reason. Back to the party thing. This is why I knew I wasn't going to play ranked play right off the bat, and honestly I'm probably not going to play this game until Christmas again, because it's just pissing me off recently. So the entire, in my opinion, when you're talking about a team esport, alright, Call of Duty as an esport, which is what ranked play is trying to emulate, is a team esport. And when you have a team esport, you think it would make sense for you to be allowed to play with a frickin' team. Why is it such a bad thing that you can play with friends of your choosing and have fun with them? Why do we get punished for wanting to have fun? I just find it ridiculous that one of the core features of this ranked play is completely contradictory to the whole spirit of COD esports. It makes no sense. It's all about team play. Oh, by the way, you can only play solo. Like, Sledgehammer just gets... I did not have that many issues with Advanced Warfare after around January, once they fixed Stim and Cloak in competitive, because I mostly played Advanced Warfare from a competitive standpoint, and I didn't have many issues with it. But this game, man, I feel like they have so many things backwards, and it's actually unbelievable. It's hard for me to see a game with such good potential be this bad. You know, because this game shouldn't be this bad. If you fix the small issues with this game, it like I said in my review, it's easily like an 8 out of 10 to a 9 out of 10. if you fix some of these small issues. But there's so many small issues that plague this game. A lot of them in frickin' pubs still haven't even been fixed. Like the spawning issue, this could be placebo, but I feel like it's worse after the flinch hot fix. I feel like the spawning issue is worse. I never get to spawn in at the beginning of a game now. Like unless it's a ranked play game, pubs, I literally never get to spawn in at the beginning of a game. All right, maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit. It's probably like 90% of the time I don't get to spawn in. But it was not that bad, at least for me, before the patch. And that's one of those things, like that shouldn't be a thing. The glitch with ranked play where wins count as losses, that's a simple thing. That's a core thing. Like that should not be an issue. The spawning in, that should not be an issue. Flinch, even I would put it in this category, should not be an issue. There's so many the wins and losses and KD being separate, wins and losses not being separate, shouldn't be a freaking issue. The party not being allowed to play in a party, that shouldn't even be a thing. Who the hell thought of that? Like really, if that I refuse to believe that was done intentionally. There's no way that has to be an accident. There's no way they did that intentionally, because if they did that intentionally, I think I've lost all faith in Sledgehammer as developers from a philosophical standpoint. And what I mean by that is that I don't think they have the technical expertise anymore either after this game's release, but they, clearly they have some form of technical expertise to make a game, a working game. But I used to, in Advanced Warfare, I would believe, and even in MW3, because MW3 I think was an improvement on MW2 in many ways, and Sledgehammer helped out with that game. In those games, I felt like they were actually following what the community wanted. I felt like a lot of the changes that they made were actually good intention changes. With this game, I don't think that's the case. A lot of these features that they're introducing and crap like that, I don't agree with them from a philosophical, from a base standpoint. And I think a lot of people don't, which is what makes it weird that they keep trying to implement this stuff that like maybe 20% of the player base agrees with. It doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, I'm gonna do some more research and see if they actually did the not being able to play with a party on purpose, because I really want to find out. I want an answer to that. There's no way that's on purpose. But my predictions on ranked play for the future: 1, party play is going to be enabled within the month, or nobody's going to play it. It's simple as that. If they don't allow being able to play in a party very soon, I said a month. Realistically, like the next 2 weeks, I think ranked play is going to die fast. It's going to die out, especially with all the quitting and poorly balanced matches and stuff like that. On top of the fact that you can't play with friends, it's gonna die, and that's unfortunate, because I think this ranked play has potential. It could be another Black Ops 2 League play, but right now it's looking like it's not even anywhere close. Black Ops 2 League play is at the top of the mountain. This thing isn't even near the mountain. It's on another continent right now, and that's sad to say, because you'd think it would be at least at the same mountain by now, but it's not. It's not even close. Once they fix some of these issues. Oh, another thing. I can't believe I almost forgot this. I do not like the voting system either. I like the intentions behind it, but it's not going to work, because you're just going to end up playing Search 80% of the time, which isn't fun. Search and Destroy, again with the team-based crap, Search and Destroy is so reliant on communication that I would say it's even more so reliant on communication than the respawn game modes, because the respawn game modes, if you play with your friends a lot or you play with your competitive team a lot, you get to a point where you don't have to communicate as much, where everybody kind of knows what everybody needs to do, and you don't need to communicate as much. Whereas Search, there's always different strategies being implemented by the other team, and communication is always necessary to counter those strategies. And yeah, Search without a party, because I'm not going to talk to these randoms. Search without a party of friends is just not fun at all. It completely removes the strategic element of it. It feels like everybody running with a chicken with their head cut off, which is not what I like about Search and Destroy. What I liked about Search and Destroy in competitive and in Black Ops 2 League play was the strategy of it. Coming up with strategies with your team and seeing how those strategies works, fixing out the kinks of them, fixing the holes, filling the holes rather. And that's what I liked about Search, is it was the most strategic mode. I liked Respawn though. I've always liked respawn modes more. I just want to disclaim that, because hit it with the disclaimer, dude. Because I guess I like the quick decision making of respawn modes. I like how much coordination and tactics they take. Like, I guess the best way I can put it is search and destroy is more strategy. Respawn game modes tend to be more tactics, and I think that's why I like respawn modes more. But I still like both. But my point here is I can still feel those tactics with people that don't have mics. You know, I can still play and I feel like carry a respawn game pretty consistently without playing with friends, without playing with people with mics. Whereas Search and Destroy, that's not the case. Search and Destroy, it just feels random with the way that they have everything set up. And to make it even better, I'm going to be playing Search and Destroy 80% of the time if I pick Ranked, because people suck. People suck at Call of Duty. And people that are bad are going to pick Search and Destroy. Why are they going to pick Search and Destroy? Look at the pros. If you ever see a pro team lose to like a random team, lose a map to a random team at a LAN tournament, what game mode is it going to be? Like 90% of the time, it's going to be Search and Destroy. Rarely will a good pro team lose to a random amateur team, lose a map to a random amateur team on a respawn game mode. It very rarely happens. It's usually a Search and Destroy most of the time, like vast majority of the time. And it's because Search and Destroy is more random than Respawn. That's really what it comes down to. Respawn, it's several lives, that's so many plays accumulating towards an end goal, and in the end, a better player is going to make the better play the majority of those times, and that's going to lead to a win, especially with 4 teams with better players. Whereas Search and Destroy, another random element to Search and Destroy is the fact that, you know, Respawn gets like a certain meta after a while. Search and Destroy's meta is always evolving, so you really never know what to expect. A team could just pull out like a 4 smoke strategy that you've never seen before, and they'll beat you because of that. I don't want to say, I'm not trying to say Search and Destroy is completely random and that it's not competitive, because that's not true. But I'm saying that it has more randomness easily than Hardpoint and CTF. And that's why I think a lot of people vote for it. They know it's their best chance of winning because they're bad, and that's not fun. Again, I wish it wasn't a map vote system. I wish it was just random like Black Ops 2 League Play, because then you'd actually get to play a healthy amount of all the modes. Whereas right now, when I hopped into Ranked Play, I played 4 games, 3 of them were Search and Destroy. That should never be the case. I don't even think I saw CTF pop up once either. So that's another issue. But yeah, I think this is all I have to say. I pretty much got all my emotions out there. I don't know if I'll do any other videos talking about Ranked Play. I'm probably going to be playing a lot of Fortnite, maybe even streaming a lot of Fortnite. Probably going to be playing a lot of Overwatch. I've been out of Overwatch for way too long. I really missed that game. I need to get back into it. Probably playing some BF1 with my friends. Maybe playing some single-player games. I don't know if I'm going to be playing much COD until another patch for Ranked Play, or even another pub patch, because it's just I've really gotten burnt out on this game at this point. Which is not good. Not good for me to be burnt out on it this quickly. But yeah, I need some new patches. I need some more stuff to work with, Sledgehammer. You're going too slow. I like the idea of implementing slow changes, because then you break less stuff. But you can't really afford to do that when the game's life cycle is already a month in, and the game's life cycle itself is about 12 months. You can't afford to take your time. You gotta go fast with some of these changes, and they're just not fast enough. I guess that'd be my message to them from this video, besides all the other changes to Ranked Play and stuff that I mentioned, is you guys need to work faster. I know you put a lot of work into this game, but you need to get some of these changes out quicker, because if you don't, I think it's going to die out. I really do. I think there's enough problems with it to the point where it's going to die out. Whereas if they get some quick fixes in, if this game is in, like, I rate it like a 6 right now, if it's in like a 7 to 7.5 territory after some patches around January, that would be good. I would probably be playing it on the regular then. I don't think that's going to happen though. Everything that they've shown me shows that that's not going to happen, so yeah, I guess there's my opinion on the matter. Anyways, Ranked Play, if you haven't tried it, don't.